This is Geek News Central. My name is Todd Cochran, coming to you from the new media production studio. Jeep recalls over 62,000 Wrangler 4xe plugins. Apple advances user security with powerful new data protections. SpaceX to launch satellites for Starlink competitor OneWeb. Coinbase CEO slams Sam Bankman-Fried, saying he is getting off way too easy. I want to welcome you to episode 1639 of the Geek News Central podcast for Thursday, December 8th. This show is sponsored in part by GoDaddy.com and listeners just like you. Great deals from GoDaddy can be found at geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. You can support this show today at geeknewscentral.com/insider. I want to give a warm welcome to all the brand new listeners of the show. Thank you for being here. Get over to geeknewscentral.com. When you're on the website, please follow or subscribe to the show via the right-hand column of the website and sign up for the newsletter that's available in the sidebar as well. You can join our chat room at geeknews.chat. That's a Mastodon chat server. Let me know when you sign up that you're a listener of the show, and I will prove your listening. Well, of course, you can join our Discord channel as well. Link is in the show notes at Geek News Central. You can always contact me. It's a piece of cake via email, geeknews@gmail.com, geeknews@gmail.com, or at geeknews on Twitter. Of course, all my partner shows are linked at geeknewscentral.com. That includes the new media show, the Gadget Professor with Mr. Don Bain, the GNC Week in Review with Kirk and Scott, and I think they're having a big special this week. So the Friday episode should be good, and if I'm actually available, I may actually be on that episode. So we'll see. But of course, this show is sponsored by the longest running continuous sponsor of podcasts. That's our good friends at GoDaddy. You can save large when you go over to geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy and use my promo codes to save money on GoDaddy products and services. Geek News Central's listeners save an average of 94% per purchase on GoDaddy hosting accounts. You can get a GoDaddy hosting account for $1.99 a month. It's $1.99 a month economy hosting for the first year in the free domain, $2.99 a month for a managed WordPress hosting site for the first year with a free domain as well. So again, $1.99 a month economy hosting, $2.99 a month of managed WordPress hosting. All of those plans are for the first year. It includes a free domain name. 30% off new product purchase as well, or you can start your journey with GoDaddy by grabbing a $4.99.com for a brand new domain for new customers only, or for one that you transfer in. You get a free trial GoDaddy website builder, your choice of personal, business, or business plus plans. That's a 1-month free trial. We want to thank all of you that go over and pick up a product when you go over to geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. All these codes work. Your support keeps this podcast online and independently working. You are supporting a small team of independent content creators by using one of our promo codes. Your support in this effort is greatly appreciated. Keeps the lights on, keeps the rent paid, so forth. Thank you so much for your ongoing support of GoDaddy and their sponsorship of this show. Tell you what, my glasses, for those of you that are watching, you see I started to clean my glasses. That's a big mistake when all you have is your how come you can take a regular shirt that you're wearing, try to clean the glasses, it doesn't work, then you go get one of those little terry cloth things. I guess it's the detergents in the shirt or the softeners or whatever, but I hate it when my glasses are dirty. It drives me crazy. But yeah, you don't need to see Todd to do a podcast. Technically I kind of do. All right, so what's been happening here? Well, I tell you, it's just been a killer work week. Today a meeting started at 9 a.m. and literally ended at 5. It's now 10 minutes to 7. I'm ready to face plant, but the show must go on. Of course, we're getting some feedback from all of you and a variety of listeners from the variety of shows I do on the Podcasting 2.0, Value for Value. We've been getting a number of you that have been contributing streaming Satoshis. Those are always exciting to see come in when you're running the things through live. And it's very, very cool to see sats come in on a per minute basis, and then at the same time see a boost come in. We've had folks that were streaming at a little bit. I was kind of surprised. We had someone that was streaming at like 2,800 sats a minute. Don't do that. You're going to empty your wallet very quickly. I appreciate the thought, but if you do it at 100 sats or something like that's great as well. But awesome input today coming in from contributors, and the scoreboard is continuing to grow here on the number of folks that are supporting the show, and the episodes that are on the leaderboard are pretty cool as well. Our total number of supporters right now, if I'm looking correctly at the Conshack earnings page, and I'm going to let it load up. I got to log in again I got to reauthorize the app here. We'll wait for this to update, but it's 20 plus of you, around 23 of you that have made the jump to the Fountain app or one of the other podcast apps at newpodcastapps.com and are supporting the show with streaming Satoshis. And we definitely appreciate it when you do so. So as the work continues, and one thing that I will remind you is I'm still considering the show that has applied to be part of the GNC network. We're still taking applicants as well. If you want to become part of the Geek News Central family here, be part of the Ohana, let me know, because we're definitely opening it up and expanding the network here at Geek News Central come the new year. So let's go ahead and get into the content here and get through the stack. Jeep recalls over 62,000 Wrangler 4xe plug-in hybrids over engine shutdowns. There have been crashes linked to the PHEV's power loss glitch. So the brand has recalled these Wranglers that basically lead to unexpected shutdown. Just driving along and the power plant just shuts off. And when the diagnostic system reacts to loss of communications, which is possibly leading to a crash. So this affects 2021 through 2023 models. Jeep started shipping units with updated control software, but they're going to fix the affected Wranglers by updating calibration software for the hybrid control and transmission processors, expected to formally notify owners starting January 12th. So they say this glitch is unlikely to be a major setback to Jeep's electric vehicle push, but we'll see. These types of things are happening. But having your car shut down midstream is no fun. No fun for anybody, gas or otherwise. I was very disappointed today. The one flavor of Red Bull, I should have knew better. It's a seasonal, and they've discontinued it. I've got about 25 cans left because I bought 3 cases. I'm very, very disappointed. I liked the flavor very, very much. Strawberry apricot, it was delicious. So I put a tweet out to Twitter saying, hey, I'm disappointed. Let's put this one on the regular rotation, but I don't think it's going to be the case. Apple yesterday announced that end-to-end encryption is coming to even more sensitive types of iCloud data, including device backups, messages, photos, and more, meeting the long-standing demand of both users and privacy groups who have rallied for the company to take this significant step towards users. And I'm going to tell you, this is a pretty big deal. All things considering, this is a pretty big deal for them to make this jump. Jen, one of our writers here at Geek News Central, she put out an the article saying that they've announced 3 advanced security features. With iMessage contact key verification, users can verify they're communicating only with whom they attend. With security keys for Apple ID, users have the choice to require a physical security key to sign into their Apple ID account. And with advanced data protection for iCloud, which uses end-to-end encryption to provide Apple's highest level of cloud data security, users have the choice to further protect important iCloud data. Again, as I said, iCloud backup, photos, notes, and more. The Wall Street Journal reported Apple is planning to significantly expand its data encryption. And law enforcement is not going to be happy with this for sure. The expanded end-to-end encryption and optional features called advanced data protection will keep most data secure. An Apple service used by many of its users, of course, to store data, iCloud, is the case. Now, the Wall Street Journal also reported the FBI said it was deeply concerned with the threat end-to-end and user-only access encryption pose. According to a statement provided by an agency spokesperson, this hinders our ability to protect the American people from criminal acts ranging from cyber attacks and violence against children to drug trafficking, organized crime, and terrorism. The FBI and law enforcement agencies need lawful access by design, it said. Well, nothing on the books to stop them from doing it. So I don't think this is going to deter them. What say you? What say your thoughts? geeknews@gmail.com for your comments. Coinbase CEO slams Sam Bankman-Fried. He says this guy just committed a $10 billion fraud, and why is he getting treated with kid gloves? And I tend to agree. He pointed to Bankman-Fried's tweets with Representative Maxine Waters, where she asked him to attend a hearing. Many feel the mainstream media has given him softball interviews, and he pointed again to these exchanges with government officials, specifically someone on the U.S. House Committee on Financial Services, saying we would like you to attend. And it's just amazing to me. He's not been subpoenaed. And this is where other in the tech industry have been subpoenaed, demanded to appear. Well, also, let's just remember that he funneled millions and millions and millions of dollars to political donations. So he's got some bought protection there. So we'll see what happens here. But I agree. How come he hasn't been rounded up and put on an airplane in handcuffs and chains and brought to the United States and put in a holding cell? That's the question that I'm asking. Moving on to something more non-depressing. There's 6 social media predictions for 2023. And I think that we can all pretty much understand what those are going to be. Number 1, there'll be continued push for a bigger metaverse. There'll be more e-commerce over the social aspect of social media. User-generated content in influencer marketing will continue to grow. There's going to be more video content for all. Users will want more authentic content, and they say Twitter, of course, will keep on changing. This should not come as any surprise whatsoever. And not a necessarily surprising move, SpaceX is to launch a satellite. Maybe it already launched today. Launch a satellite for competitor OneWeb. The UK company went looking for launch services, and again, I haven't looked at the schedule. What time was it supposed to go off? Thursday at 5:27 p.m. So if it's already launched. If it's launched, and but anyway, taking OneWeb satellites to space because Russia isn't available. So it's interesting that they're doing this and that they're moving and getting paid significant dollars to launch competitors' product. It is quite amazing. It really, really is. I wonder if they're going to do anything for Amazon or not. Here's a great list of 6 cool things you can do with an old iPhone. Number one, you can use it as an Apple TV remote. Number two, you can use it as a high-res webcam. Number three, and I know a lot of people use this, they can use it as a home security camera or baby monitor. Of course, I use my current phone for my alarm clock anyway. So that's what my active phone is used for. Number five, you can use it for a work phone. So if you want to separate your work life from regular life, I don't know, about that. I already carry two phones. So I don't need to use an older phone for a work phone. 6, a portable game console. So some ideas on what to do with your older iPhones. My suggestion is to give them to someone that's needy. If you have a phone that's only a couple of years old, donate those phones to someone that needs one. Most families, phones are being handed down to kids because of budget concerns. So that's another thing that you should do, I think, in my opinion. The 10 best Chrome extensions for holiday shopping. And, I don't know about this one here. And matter of fact, this particular article is on a slideshow. Isn't that interesting? All right. I'll link this up in the show notes. I'm going to go. Rockathon is a cashback app. Honey is another way to shop cheaper. The Camelizer, ThakeSpot, OctoShop, Capital One Shopping, Klarna, Cultivate, Karma, Acorns Earn. Those are the options they're giving you. And for, I think most people's holiday shopping is probably getting close to be done. So we should have had this about a month ago. But again, the 10 best Chrome extensions for holiday shopping. Tesla may bring back radar autopilot hardware, abandoned vision-only approach. And of course, many of the cars on the road today have rudimentary self-driving capabilities, but Tesla pushes the autonomous envelope with autopilot and the spendy full self-driving upgrade. It was one of the first to take self-driving seriously, of course. Tesla has built powerful supercomputers to train its AI, but the vision-only approach might not be working completely, despite Musk yearly promise that Tesla's on the verge of cracking full self-driving. A new filing with the FCC reveals that Tesla's working on a new HD radar system operating in the 76 to 77 gigahertz range. That's millimeter wave, ladies and gentlemen. According to TechCrunch, the frequency and mechanical design of the sensor are characteristics of advanced driver assist systems, ADAS. So Tesla's made the initial filing in June of this year, asking the FCC for confidential treatment through December 7th. Last month, it asked to extend the expiration date of the confidential treatment another 60 days to avoid any unnecessary disclosure and competitive harm before product launching. So Tesla notes it does not plan to begin marketing the new radar until January of 2023, and it doesn't say which vehicles will have it. Perhaps the company's less expensive vehicles would continue to use only cameras and AI, while the Model S and Cybertruck get upgraded radar. However, that could make it tough to justify the same $15,000 upsell for full self-driving on the Model 3 that does not have a radar. So we will see where this leads. And I fully suspect radar is just a big thing that probably has to happen. A Warren Buffett-backed Tesla competitor is making a dent in Elon Musk EV empire, specifically in China. China's BYD is gaining on Tesla, the world's leader in electric car sales. Has already sold as twice as many EVs this year as it did in 2021. BYD, backed by Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, is planning 2 new premium brands. BYD started selling gasoline cars in 2003 before expanding hybrids and all-electric vehicles this year. So it kicked combustion engines to the curb and has grown its EV business at explosive rate. In 2021, Warren Buffett-backed car maker shipped some 320,000 pure electric vehicles. This year, it's fiercely accelerated output. In the first 11 months of 22, it's more than doubled last year, shipping near roughly 800,000. Hasn't caught up to Tesla yet. Tesla delivered 908,000 vehicles through September. So a lot of electric type vehicles, including cars, are being sold all over Asia. electric taxis, electric carts, electric bikes, you name it. It's huge, much, much bigger than the United States. So we'll see where BYD goes. And of course, they're building cars, but when will we see the first BYD vehicle here in the United States, if it happens at all? A Pixel Fold render has arrived with a detailed size and spec rumor for Google's foldable phone. This appears to reveal what's to expect from Google's long-rumored foldable phone. Leakers on Leaks has teamed up with the website How to iSolve to share renders of a 360-degree video and measurements of the foldable device. According to On Leaks, the phone will apparently have a 5.79-inch screen and a larger 7.69-inch inner screen, meaning it will function more like a Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4, which has a cover screen than Microsoft Surface Duo phones, which do not. Unfolded, the Google device will be roughly 150. Oh, these are by millimeters, so no inch comparison. The Z Fold 4 could be a bit bigger, so that's interesting. So anyway, if you are a foldable phone fan, a little more information is in the show notes on the website. Elon Musk posted a picture of his 2-year-old son, X, visiting Twitter headquarters, including one with his own employee badge. Musk has been spending a lot of time. Matter of fact, they're having a bedroom put in at the headquarters. And but anyway, his son X was in town, and they showed him and showed his badge. Cute picture of him, and no title, just X on his Twitter badge. So fun stuff there. He spends so much time at work. Kids got to come see him at work. Elon has 9 children, but for some reason, this one gets a lot more press. There's a cool video. This is from the Artemis 1. You can watch the moon eclipse Earth in a stunning video from Artemis 1's Orion spacecraft. Of course, the Artemis 1 is now on the way home and will have a scheduled splashdown on Sunday, I believe, off the coast of San Diego. NASA shared some of this eye candy yesterday in a Twitter post. So it's very, very cool. Some of the stuff that, some of the pictures they've taken, and then some of the images and that we've had. So, we've got now 40 plus years since, or maybe not quite 40 years since Apollo. So it's about time we get some really good high-res images and not the grainy stuff that was from before. Amazon is introducing a new TikTok-like feature that allows users to shop as they scroll from a social feed of videos and photos. So you'll be able to flip through and see different items. And, of course, there's an add to cart button there. And just what you need to do is be flipping and adding and, spending lots of money. Users can shop from a personalized feed of photos and short videos on the Amazon shopping app. The company is the latest tech giant to implement a TikTok-like feature in the store. So Amazon gets, I think, enough of our money as it is. So don't know if I'm sure this will pay big. People just like, oh, cool. Oh, click. Oh, cool. Let me buy that. Oh. And next thing you know, it's $3,000 later, right? President Biden has signed a bill that lets domestic violence survivors remove abusers from phone plans. Carriers will have to grant requests for separate phone lines without charging a change fee. This is House Resolution 7132, Safe Connections Act. And again, it could help domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, and human trafficking survivors ultimately cut ties with their abusers. Under the new law, users can ask mobile service providers to separate their lines as well as their dependents from their abusers if they have a shared contract that would ensure that abusers no longer have access to their phone records and can't get their service cut. Carriers aren't allowed to charge fees to grant these requests, which they must do within 2 days. In addition, this will require the FCC to create rules that would make it easier for survivors seeking separate phone plans to enroll in its Lifeline program for up to 6 months. The FCC initiative gives qualifying low-income consumers a discount on phone services so they can remain connected to a job. And it's probably true. Many of these folks that are under domestic abuse They probably have moved out of their home. They're maybe in a shelter. The financial situation may not be great. So, but in a blog post, the EFF celebrated the new law, but also said it would have preferred a bill that did not require survivors to provide paperwork to provide their abuse. For a request to be valid, a user must submit appropriate documentation to verify that the person they're sharing a contract with committed or allegedly committed an act of domestic violence, trafficking, or related criminal act against the survivor. Having paperwork may not be easy depending on a person's circumstances. I agree. And it could re-traumatize survivors trying to break free from an abusive situation. So, however, this new law is a critical step in the right direction. The EFF is weighing in. I agree. They shouldn't have to have, it's just a minimal amount of evidence. You know, I got beat up. I want to be off the plan. That should be enough. That should be enough to let them separate the plans. I was abused. Let me separate the plan. Let me be off. I guess I just don't, I understand cancellation fees and all that stuff, but Chrome gets memory and energy saving modes. This is good news. Modern browsers eat up a lot of memory, and while that's not a problem if you have a lot of RAM, Chrome using multiple gigabytes of your memory can quickly slow your machine down. The memory saver mode promises to reduce Chrome's memory usage by up to 30% by putting inactive tabs to sleep. The tabs will simply reload when you need them. The energy saving mode, meanwhile, limits background activity and visual effects for sites with animations and videos when your laptop battery drops below 20%. So this feature is rolling out with the release of Chrome 108 and will be available globally for Windows, Mac, Chrome in the coming weeks. You can exempt individual sites from going to sleep, of course, and turn those features off completely. So Microsoft has done something similar with Edge as well. A new Electrolyte. What? A new Electrolyte? Really? A new Electrolyte mixture may prevent EV batteries from catching fire. We know lithium-ion battery fires may not be all that common, but they are concerning. So, thankfully, research at Stanford might reduce the chance of these devices lighting up. Scientists have developed an electrolyte, the substance that carries lithium ions between electrodes that won't catch fire even at temperatures of 140 degrees. The trick, it turns out, was extra lithium salt. The team added as much of a particular lithium salt as possible to a polymer-based electrolyte, bumping the mix from less than half of the electrolyte's weight to 63%, served as an anchor for the flammable solvent molecules, preventing them from catching fire. The combination let a lithium-ion battery continue to function at temperatures as high as 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Unlike other attempts at non-flammable electrolytes, the polymer-based design is gooey and can fit into existing lithium-ion battery components. That lowers the cost and lets companies use the current manufacturing processes. Wow, that's pretty impressive. This could also prove useful for phones, laptops, and other mobile devices where space and safety are priority. You might eke out more runtime on a charge or worry less about a fire in your pocket. So that would be an amazing discovery. Europe's USBC deadline, aka lightning must be struck from the iPhone by December 2024. So this is the clock is on. When the law comes into effect, any new made radio equipment that can be charged with a wire from a smartphone and tablet to earbuds, mice, and keyboards will have to contain a USB-C port instead of an old micro USB port or one of Apple's Lightning ports. The only exception to law now on the books are laptops, which are being given until April 28th, 2026, to comply with the rule. Devices that only charge wirelessly, like smartwatches, are exempt. It's justified the proposed change by saying it will reduce electronic waste and simplifies device charging for customers. Absolutely. So Apple is definitely going to have to make the move, and they have in some devices already anyway. So very awesome. Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Oracle will share the Pentagon's $9 billion cloud contract. The DoD is awarded to 4 companies separate contracts under the program that replaced JEDI. So, after a year after shutting down its previous attempt to modernize its IT infrastructure, the DoD has picked Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Oracle as its new cloud service providers. So I guess everyone got a little bit of the cash. The Pentagon has awarded the 2 companies separate contracts for the joint warfighting cloud capability. And according to Reuters, they'll have a shared budget ceiling of $9 billion. This initiative successors to DoD's canceled Joint Enterprise Defense Infrastructure. So remember, Microsoft got $10 billion in 2019, and Amazon and others challenged it. So the company's contracts are run until 2028, provide DoD access. So $9 billion of your taxpayer dollars. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. NBC San Diego has the news about, I didn't see this anywhere else. I talked about it a few minutes ago. San Diego is where Orion Splashdown is going to be from the Artemis mission. So they've been practicing, and they've been using I call him a gator freighter. But it's a amphibious vehicle, Navy amphibious vehicle, basically the one where the dock drops out in the back and they can drive vehicles in and out at sea. Vehicles that can float, obviously, duh. But anyway, they've been practicing the recovery of a sample capsule, doing a dry run. So pretty exciting stuff, and we will see how things go on Sunday. This is a book that I will pre-order. An author writing a book about Elon Musk's Twitter takeover says the billionaire is one of the most complex characters of our time. Wow. He announced he's writing a book called Breaking Twitter. The author has been basically shadowing Musk, I guess. And he says this is going to be quite a ride. The book is expected to include the culture clash between the right and the left, but also go into detail about the meaning of free speech. And he previously wrote The Antisocial Network, the book about GameStop and the accidental billionaires, the founding of Facebook, A Tale of Sex, Money, Genius, and Betrayal, which was later made into a film called The Social Network. So he's published 25 books. I'm going to have to look at his lineup, to be honest with you. I have not read any of his books up to this point, but it's on my radar now for sure. Tesla investors are telling Elon, stop wasting time on Twitter. Get back to Tesla. And his reply is, I have a great team at Tesla. I don't have to be there all the time. And, they're just mad because a certain segment of the buying population is not buying Tesla cars right now. Don't worry. They'll be back. They'll be back. They're not gone forever. They can't help themselves. Don't worry. Tesla will be fine. I think it's a great time to buy Tesla stock, personally. I do not have any knowledge on financial investing, so my advice is worth nothing. If you buy any Tesla stock, you could lose it all. But personally, I think it's a good time. Wikipedia founder Jimmy Wales told Elon Musk it is not for sale. Well, I tell you, Wikipedia, I'm not a big fan of Wikipedia because they deleted my profile. Said I wasn't worthy, notable enough. Okay. Wikipedia founder Jim Wales told Elon Musk it is not for sale after Twitter owner accused Encyclopedia of having a left-wing bias. No, what they have over there are a bunch of hardcore, overzealous editors. They have a god-like attitude, complex. I don't go on Wikipedia anymore because it's amazing what and how that site is operated and how the editors over there have such power just to delete stuff. If they don't like you, you're gone. They just delete you. You don't have any recourse. At one time considered hiring a company to help me get back on Wikipedia. But they were like, oh, $3,000, but we can't guarantee that your listing will be up more than the time we put it, that we've restructured it. So I said, forget it. I don't need to be on there. It's not like it's helping me any. So I don't know. What are your thoughts about Wikipedia? I'd love to hear about your thoughts about Wikipedia. Do you use it at all? Or has it become less relevant in this day and age? geeknews@gmail.com. Elon's also bringing a bunch of new faces into Twitter. Some of them are family. He's brought in a couple of cousins. Some people have done other stuff for him before. Engineers from Tesla as well. Brought in some newsletter writers, reporters. It's very, very interesting what he's doing. They're digging through the files. And this whole thing that popped off about the lawyer vetting the stuff that was be given to the guy that's on the Twitter files, I tell you, we're never going to know the full truth over there because stuff has been deleted. I can just absolutely guarantee that the paper trail is going to be thin. Regulatory requirements to store data or not, it's going to be gone. You're not going to. We'll see what they're able to dig up and what the delta is. But he fired that head lawyer. Said, hey, you were interfering, and he didn't like the answers he was giving. So we'll see where this leads. And I posted a post on Facebook about it, and I can't believe there's several people there who were like so hardcore against Elon Musk. It's unbelievable how people turned on this guy. Disney officially launched $7.99 ad-supported tier and pushed towards profitability. The new offering, which comes 1 month after Netflix much-anticipated ad-supported debuted, costing $7.99 a month, $3 less than the ad-free version of Disney Plus, which costs $10.99 a month. So we'll see. $7.99 ad-supported tier for Disney Plus. Save a few bucks if you can watch the commercials. Also, I think this is brilliant. Twitter plans, or actually Elon plans, to charge iPhone users $4 more for Twitter Blue. Why? Because Apple's taking 30%. So, got to raise the price so that he gets his $8. I don't blame you. I think a lot more iPhone app folks should do this, where they charge more for the iPhone app price than it costs to buy it on their web page. That's how you cut Apple out of this. State of Indiana is suing TikTok over claims it misled users about child safety and data security. The lawsuit centers on safety, user data, and treatment of younger users. One of the lawsuit alleges TikTok promotes content to young users that isn't age appropriate. It's also accused TikTok of exposing children to drug use, alcohol abuse, profanity, and sexually explicit material at a young age. I've not seen any drug use, alcohol use on TikTok. I have seen sexually explicit content on there. Not a lot of profanity. So maybe that's just the paths I go on TikTok I don't see. You definitely can die, if you start, harding a bunch of stuff, it will lead you down that path deeper. So the lawsuit accused TikTok of falsely claiming as appropriate users between 13 and 17 years old per the media release. So we'll see where this goes, if anywhere. Google has merged Maps and Waze teams, but says the apps will remain separate. It's another cost-cutting measure by Google, but no layoffs are planned. They merged the teams, but no layoffs are planned. It says their move is aimed to reduce duplicated work across the products, but Google said keep the Waze and Maps app separate. Google remains deeply committed to Waze's unique brand, its beloved app, and its thriving community of volunteers and users. Where I live now, I have not had to load the Waze app in a while. No traffic, just not any traffic. Dyson has got an air purifying headphone. It costs $949. We knew this was coming, but it's ready. Earlier this year, they revealed the first audio product in an air pair of headphones, but they promised not only block noise, but unwanted airborne particles as well. Thanks to built-in filter system and mask, today the company revealed more details on the Dyson Zone, including when you'll be able to buy a pair, and how much having a breath of fresh air available when you roam will cost you. This just looks like something out of science fiction movies, to be honest with you. It really does. And I can see a lot of people buying this. I wonder if it's HEPA. I wonder if it's a HEPA filter. What is it going to reduce the particles by? Has a 10,000 RPM electric motor. Oh, it's in the ears. Letting the air purifier on the front draw air through the dual layer filter to remove particles like pollen, bacteria, and dust. Plus gases like nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide. However, as Dyson has pointed out, the Zone headphones don't create a perfect seal and are not a solution for minimizing the risk of, as you know it, that thing that kept us at home for a couple of years. So $9.49, but people are going to rush out and buy this thing like crazy. You just watch. Can't wait to see this being worn by people. A federal judge has dismissed a crypto scam lawsuit against Kim Kardashian and Floyd Mayweather Jr. They dismissed this proposed class action lawsuit. The dismissal comes after Kardashian paid over $1 million in October to settle with the SEC. The judge noted the suit highlights legitimate concerns about celebrities' ability to readily persuade millions of undiscerning followers to buy snake oil. I agree completely. And that's going to bring us close to the end of the show. Yes, indeed. But I do want to go and look at comments. Let me see if I'm in the right email block. Where am I at? Nope, wrong folder here. Yeah, nothing has come in since the last show. And I have been getting a bunch of comments on our new media show. We've been hitting all cylinders on that bad boy as of late, because we're just getting all the podcasting 2.0 stuff, getting the podcasters educated on this, where I've been talking to you guys. I've been talking to the content creators over there, and things are just continuing to move forward. And matter of fact, this afternoon I was slacking with my team, and we were clarifying a couple of things, and lots of stuff coming from my company in this regards, but it doesn't affect you guys. So here's the dealio. I'll be back with you next Monday, and then going to be off for a couple of weeks. So I'll be back with you Monday for another edition of the Geek News Center podcast. It's been my pleasure to bring you the show. Make sure you send me an email in your comments and commentary, geeknews@gmail.com, geeknews@gmail.com. It's been my pleasure to bring the podcast. Thank you for being here. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll see you on the next edition of the Geek News Center podcast. Everyone take care. Whoops, let me flip this there. That's like that. Whoops, not even that. Do this. And everybody take care. We'll see you next time here on the show. All right. Bye-bye.